Hey guys, welcome to our channel. This is Joe from Anji and Joe's channel, and today we are going to talk about parenting. Today's topic is toddler tantrum and what not to do when dealing with your toddler or your child having a meltdown. When your toddler is having a meltdown in the middle of the grocery store or in a mall, as a parent, it feels really embarrassing. We all have been through it. We feel helpless in front of that little child who knows what to do to get your attention. Children between the age of 2 and 6 often lose their tempers and scream. The main reason for this is lack of maturity and an inability to express themselves and frustration over not able to process the situation they are in. So, as a parent, knowing how to handle your child effectively can feel overwhelming at times. There are so much advice about what you should do when you are dealing with a toddler or a child having a meltdown. There's so much advice that often it feels confusing that actually what you should do and what you shouldn't do. So as a parent, sometimes we feel really unsure about what kind of parenting style are we following or what kind of parenting style should we follow to deal with these kind of situation. But before blindly following any parenting skill, one thing we should understand as a parent is that there is no one size fit all way to parent your child. And remember that you are the real expert of your child. So trust yourself when it comes to your child. Trust your own instincts. So part of becoming more effective parent is to begin developing a parenting style that combines your intuition as a parent, your strengths and your values, the things that you value the most. And eventually, when you navigate through your parenting years, you will try some methods that will work for you and you will put them in practice for your family. You will quickly discard methods that maybe someone has told you or you have read somewhere, but it didn't work for you. And along the way, you will figure out what works best for you and for your family. So, part of finding your parenting style is learning what not to do when parenting your child having a meltdown or having a tantrum or teaching a new habit to your child. Learning what not to do can be confusing since so much parenting advice tells you what you should be actually doing. But the truth is, figuring out what not to do or what things to avoid are just as important. So here are my 4 don'ts that you should be avoiding when you are dealing with a child having a tantrum or a toddler having a tantrum. Number 1, don't be rigid. Give some control to your child. So toddlers normally want independence and control over their own environment because they are in the learning phase, they are in the development phase, so they want to control things for themselves. This can actually be sometimes more than what they can handle, but this can lead to a power struggle as you think that my child needs me and I need to take decisions for him. I'm the one who should have the control. But on the other hand, your child thinks that I can do it myself. I want it. Give it to me right now. I want this toy. Give it to me right now. When you go to a mall or a grocery store, he might say that I want this particular thing right now. Give it to me. But as a parent, many times we are not in the position to do that. So when kids discover that they can't do something or they can't have everything they want, they have a very natural reaction, that is, they may have a tantrum, they may have a meltdown. So what we as a parent do in these kind of situations, in response to these kind of things, some parents tend to clamp down on their child. They hope that by being a stronger disciplinarian, their child will behave. But we all know that it doesn't work that way. That's not true. Unfortunately, when you do this, you create a battle of wills. You create a tug of war between you and your child, in which no one wins. So what should we do as a parent? So instead of being stubborn at that time, the key is to be more flexible. Give your child more choices. Give more choices. Giving more choices may sound little counterintuitive at this time, but it gives your child a sense of control. Now, what kind of choices you should give? So, the choices can be simple choices of your day-to-day activities, like what kind of clothes he should select, what kind of snacks he want to have, what game he wants to play, these kind of choices. So simple choices on daily basis makes it less likely that your child will want to fight you on big stuffs, because he is already having a control. He has that sense that yes, I am in control. But having said that, there is a word of caution here. Toddlers also they want control, but they also need someone to be in charge, and that someone is you. While you can benefit from giving your child choices, you will also benefit from setting some loving boundaries, so your child can feel safe and satisfied in the choices that he is making. So the key here is experiment. Find the balance that works for you and for your child. Balance of giving choices and balance of setting boundaries for your child. This brings us to the point number 2, and that is, don't reason with the rebellious child. We all have one. Children don't behave rationally when they want something. It's not because they want to trouble you, or they want to create a scene in the mall, or they want to embarrass you. It's simply because their maturity level is not as yours. They are not an adult. They are still developing. So as a parent, it's important to simply accept this fact. Too often, I've seen that parents work under this assumption that if they can simply explain things to their child having a tantrum, the child will fall in line and stop misbehaving. But does this work? No, it doesn't. Because when your child is having that moment, having that meltdown, and you start talking to him, first thing that happens is your child will simply tune you out. When you start explaining, he will tune you out completely. He will not even listen what you are saying. So the best way to deal with these kind of tantrums is, number 1, action. But action should not be simply just the action. Action should involve very less number of words. You should not talk much. You should actually do. So I will tell you what you should do. So the second thing is, be brief and be calm with your child. This brings us to the point number 3, and that is, don't be hard on your child. When you become stubborn with your child, he also tries to fight back with you. So instead, what you should do, instead of becoming stubborn, stay calm, be brief, and this is the action that you can take. Instead, take advantage of your little one's attention span, because we all know that attention span of a child who is like 2 years or 5 years old is very less. So take advantage of your child's short attention span by offering something else in place of what they can't have. You can start a new activity to replace the one which is frustrating to you or which is forbidden, or simply change the environment. Take them to the other room, or take them somewhere else. Take your toddler outside or inside, or move to a different room. Simply, it works. So when your child is having a meltdown, instead of staying there and arguing with him, the best thing is change the environment. Give them some other options to choose. So if you can't have this, why not try these things or take them to some different place. This brings us to the last point, that is the fourth don't. Don't scream back at your child. Toddlers don't know what to do when faced with a rush of emotions. So they do what comes naturally, and that is screaming, showing tantrums to get attention. This type of behavior is perfectly normal for the child. So as a parent, if you want to change this kind of behavior, it's up to us to correct them by modeling appropriate behavior over a period of time. So if they are screaming and you are screaming back at them, it is showing that it's okay to scream when you don't get something that you want. He is not getting the toy he's asking for, you are not getting the behavior that you are asking for, so both are screaming. So you are modeling the same behavior that you do not like. So modeling appropriate behavior over a period of time can change this kind of behavior. Modeling, what is modeling? Modeling is showing your child what to do by example. It is something that works best to create a habit to change unwanted behavior in kids. So at last, the key is stay calm and be consistent. It is the best way to teach them. Kids don't learn immediately. They need consistency. They need lots and lots of practice. That's how schools also teach them to write, to read. They repeat things over and over. So as a parent, we should also give them time to practice things. We should also be consistent and be calm when they are learning something. So avoid these don'ts and continuously assess what is working and what is not working when dealing with your toddler, and make adjustment as and when required, and create your own parenting style rather than following someone blindly, rather than being a helicopter mom, rather than being a cool mom. Why not create your own personality? Strive to keep appropriate expectation, meet your child's need, and to use a positive and respectful approach to discipline them rather than losing your temper. It's always better to stay calm with the child. Remember, the temper tantrum can be an opportunity to step in and show your child that you care about them. Finally, trust your instincts and implement rules with which you are comfortable. If you are not comfortable with very harsh punishment, or you are not comfortable with timeout, don't do it. Do something that you think is okay, something with which you are comfortable. In doing so, you will help not just your child, but your entire family. So that's it from our side. If you like this video, please do like, share and subscribe to our channel, and happy parenting. Bye-bye.